What is up, everybody? It's Animag here for Anime Uproar, and welcome to another Attack on Titan video. Since our previous Attack on Titan theory videos generated a lot of support from you guys and sparked a great discussion in the comments, in this video we will be looking at some more Attack on Titan theories. In particular, we will be looking at the theories that Armin and or Annie might be members of an Eldian noble family. Now, I'm not the first person to talk about these theories, of course, and the Armin theory especially has been around for a while. But after noticing some really interesting details in the last few chapters of the manga, some things have begun to come together in my mind, and that is why I decided to make this video and test these theories out based on the latest evidence we have. Of course, this video will contain manga spoilers up to the latest chapters, so proceed with extreme caution. However, while we will be talking about spoilers in order to examine the theories themselves are not spoilers. As of right now, they are just speculation. By the way, one of the small details in the last few chapters that first gave me the idea to make this video was this. In chapter 97, we see a scene in which Annie is in disguise while trying to gather intel about the royal family on Paradise Island. In this scene, she briefly comes into contact with Kenny the Ripper, but she manages to escape. When I first saw Annie's face in this scene, I couldn't help but think of something. Doesn't Annie here look a lot like someone else we know? Someone with royal blood. More on this later. But first, let's talk about Armin. And of course, if you like these types of videos and want to see more, be sure to Warhammer smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, we know that Armin Arlert was one of the few people on Paradise Island who knew about the world outside the walls even before the fall of Shiganshina district. And this is because he found a banned book about the outside world that belonged to his grandfather. On top of that, Armin's parents clearly knew about the outside world, as they had actually constructed a hot air balloon in an attempt to fly over the walls and reach the outside world. But sadly, they were killed by the military police brigade before they could carry out their plan. But the question is, how could the Arlert family have known this? And how could they have come across this banned knowledge in the first place? While reading chapter 96 of the manga, something struck me. During a conversation between Annie, Bertolt, and Reiner, we learned that the Tyburs were the ones who told the Marleyan army that the king behind the walls is tied down by the promise of pacifism, and that he wouldn't use the power of the founding titan to attack Marley even if the walls were breached. This means that the Tybur family, despite being in Marley, still has accurate intelligence about what is going on behind the walls. And this made me think that the Tyburs must have Eldian spies inside the walls who are giving them this information. Could these Eldian spies be members of the Tybur family who have infiltrated the walls generations ago and changed their names in order to hide their identity? Could Armin's ancestors be Tyburs who came to Paradise as spies? And could this be the reason why the Arlert family has access to banned knowledge that they were never supposed to possess? Over the many decades, the Arlerts may have stopped being spies and become just normal Eldians living behind the walls, but the fact is that even if Armin isn't aware of it, he could have royal blood of the Tybur family running through his veins. If Armin does have royal blood, then it would make sense for him to be a Tybur rather than a Reese. If the Arlerts were members of the Reese family, as many have speculated in the past, then it is very likely that the Reese family would have known about their existence, as they kept a close watch on what was going on within the walls. But if the Arlerts were members of a different royal family, the Tyburs, then they could hide inside the walls effectively without anyone knowing their true identity. To add to this, one thing that I always thought was a major plot hole in the Attack on Titan story, and the only one that really bothers me because otherwise I really love the story, was the fact that Marley sent 4 children, Marcel, Reiner, Bertolt, and Annie, to Paradise on their own. Now, these children may have been exceptional fighters, but how foolish would the Marleyan government be to give 4 Titan shifter powers into the hands of children and send those children into enemy territory alone? What if the children, due to their lack of experience, screwed up and Marley lost all 4 Titan powers to the Eldians on the island? What a massive blow that would be to the military of Marley. This whole plan would have made a lot more sense if Marley, or at least the Tybur family, had spies inside the walls who could keep an eye on the 4 young warriors to make sure that everything was going according to plan. If we accept that the Tyburs did in fact have a network of spies inside the walls, a network that might have at some point included the Arlert family, then everything begins to fall into place a lot more smoothly. Another reason that could suggest that Armin has royal blood is of course his physical appearance, and many have pointed out that his hair color, eye color, and other physical characteristics suggest that he could have royal blood. In fact, Armin resembles the royal family so closely that he was used as a body double for Historia, the current queen. In addition, a YouTuber known as Dark Logic Studios even made a video that suggests that Armin's features, including the unique shape of his nose, closely resemble the features of Willie Tybur, the head of the Tybur family and the current holder of the Warhammer Titan. If you want to check out that video, I will leave the link in the description. It's pretty interesting. Personally, I don't think that Armin's physical appearance alone is enough to say that he has royal blood, because there are other blonde characters in the story who are not royals. But when combined with all of the other factors, including having banned books, I think that we can make a pretty compelling case for Armin potentially having royal blood. And of course, if he does have royal blood, this would have major implications on the story. It means that Armin's Colossus Titan power will be far more deadly than Bertholdt's form, because Eldians with royal blood who become shifters have greater power and additional abilities as compared to shifters possessed by regular Eldians. If Armin really does have royal blood, I can only imagine how strong his Colossus Titan will be. Do you think that Armin has royal blood? Could he be a member of the Tybur family without even knowing it? Let me know down in the comments. And now on to Annie. There are a number of factors that make me think that Annie could also have royal blood, and that she could also potentially be a member of the Tybur royal family. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it was Annie's stunning resemblance to Zeke's mother and Grisha's first wife Dina Fritz, aka Dina Jaeger, that first got me thinking about this. Remember that Isayama does not draw characters in such a similar fashion by coincidence. And we've already seen with Historia that in chapter 65, Isayama deliberately depicted her in a very similar way to how Ymir Fritz is usually depicted, as foreshadowing that just like Ymir Fritz, Historia would also become queen of the Eldians. Aside from the fact that Annie also has the physical features of someone who could have royal blood, including the blonde hair and bluish gray eyes, there are also some very interesting things about Annie's backstory that are worth thinking about. Unlike most of the other warriors of Marley, Annie does not consider inheriting the female Titan to be an honor, and she is extremely skeptical of Marleyan propaganda, as if she knows something that the others do not. She first learned how to fight from her father when she was still a child, but this is not because she wanted to. Rather, her father insisted on teaching her. At one point, Annie says that just like Eren and Reiner, her father was carried away with ideals that had nothing to do with reality. We also see in chapter 33, Annie's father apologizing to her, saying that he was wrong about something, and he warns her to see the whole world as her enemy. Now, her father might have trained Annie because he wanted her to be a warrior so that their family could get honorary Marleyan status. But that's only one possibility. Although many assume that Annie is from the Liberio internment zone, we don't have confirmation of this. The few scenes that we do see of Annie and her father appear to be happening somewhere out in nature, which doesn't look like Liberio to me. So what if Annie and her father were not actually regular Eldians living in Liberio? What if they were members of the Tybur family, but for some reason they fell out of favor with the rest of the Tyburs? Maybe Annie's father did something wrong, something against the Tyburs, which would explain him apologizing and saying he was wrong. Maybe the reason Annie became a warrior was not to get honorary Marleyan citizenship, but rather as a way for her family to make up for her father's mistake, whatever it was, and to get back into the Tybur family's good graces. If Annie's father's ideals led him to believe in the Marleyan cause like Reiner's mother, then why would he warn Annie that she should see the whole world as her enemy? The whole world would of course include Marley, so it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to say that Annie's father was not really a supporter of the Marleyan military, and he may have been a rogue Tybur who did something wrong, such as helping the Eldian restorationists for instance, and who was forced to give up his daughter to the warrior program in order to atone for his sin. Also, let's not forget that Annie's female titan has some very unique abilities. Along with having high endurance, impressive versatility on different types of terrain, and the ability to harden parts of her body, Annie can also control mindless titans by calling them to her with her voice. Remember that the only other titan shifters that have demonstrated the ability to control mindless titans are the founding titan and the beast titan. Now here's the important thing. The founding titan can control mindless titans when it is possessed by a member of the royal family, and by Eren only when he comes into direct contact with royal blood, in his case Dina Jaeger in her smiling titan form. The current Beast Titan has unique abilities that no previous Beast Titan had, and he can control mindless titans because its current possessor is Zeke Jaeger, Dina's son, who also has royal blood. So why is Annie's female titan the only other shifter that can control mindless titans? Could it be that her ability to summon mindless titans is not an ability possessed by every female titan, but an ability unique to Annie, because Annie is in fact a member of the royal family, and her royal blood allows her to control mindless titans? This is a really interesting question in my mind, and I am really looking forward to learning more about both Annie and Armin's bloodline as the story moves forward. And I honestly can't wait to see Annie emerge from that damn crystal cocoon, because I think she still has some important secrets to reveal about her background. So what do you guys think? Is it possible that Armin and Annie have royal blood? And if so, what does this mean for the future of the story? Let me know down below. And of course, these are just theories, speculations. We don't have definitive evidence on this, so don't think that I'm trying to convince you. I'm just trying to put the ideas out there and start up a good conversation. If you want to discuss Attack on Titan theories and other anime theories, feel free to join our Discord server, link in the description. We have a special section for anime theories discussion right there in the server. If you like these types of videos, be sure to Warhammer smash that like button to let me know. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. As always, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to the channel for a lot more Attack on Titan content. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.